I think people tend to be depressed when they look at the really big picture because people tend to find meaning in stories. I mean, usually when people ask, what is the meaning of life? Who am I? What am I doing here?
Yes.
They expect, I'll give an answer in a minute.
Okay.
Wait. The problem is the kind of answer they expect. In almost all cases, they expect to get a story. They expect to get a story with a role for them in the drama. I just need to find out what is the whole world is a stage, all people are actors. I just need to find out what is my role in the cosmic drama and fulfill it. And that's it. That's the meaning of life.
I thought it was 42. No, that was...
Oh, I'm getting to that. And the thing is that in order to be successful, a story needs to answer for two conditions, to fulfill two conditions. First of all, it must have a role for me in the story. If somebody comes and says, look, God created the universe and the earth and the ants, and he gave laws to the ants, and the ants do this, and the ants do that, and at the end of time he will come and judge the ants, and the good ants will go to heaven, and the bad ants will go to hell. And then you say, yeah, but what about me? And what about all the other humans? The humans, they don't have any role to play. Nobody will follow such a prophet. So the story must have a role. The ants, yeah. The story must have a role in it for me. And secondly, very importantly, the story must extend beyond my horizons. It should be something that really encompasses me, that I can't think beyond. And what's the meaning of that? And the wider your horizons, the more difficult it is to find a story that gives meaning to your life. We both come from Israel, so you probably can understand the following story. That as a teenager, the first big story of my life, I tried to find the meaning of life, was the nationalist story. That, the meaning of life, I need to serve the Israeli nation, and like you go in school, you have the Independence Day ceremonies and the Memorial Day ceremonies, and everybody dresses in white, and you read poems in memory of the fallen soldiers, and you wave flags and all that, and you get, this is the meaning of life. If I serve my country, and if I even give my life to my country, then I've done it. My life has meaning, and I will be part of the eternal Jewish people and Israeli nation, and that's it. I fulfilled my part in the cosmic drama. But I remember that even when I was 13 or 14, I knew that the universe existed for 13 billion years. And there is a good chance it will exist for another 13 billion years. And I started asking myself, well, will the Jewish people and Israel exist in 100 years? Probably, yes, hopefully. 1,000 years? Maybe. 10,000 years? Very unlikely. 10 million years? You're kidding. But the universe will still exist in 10 million years. And there won't be a Jewish people or an Israeli nation in 10 million years. So just becoming a part of the story of the Jewish nation, it means nothing in the really big scheme of things. So
So the answer to my previous question is yes, you are depressed.
No,
means nothing. It's like no purposeful.
Eventually, I realized that the meaning of life does not come in the shape of a story with a role for me to play. And yes, people do get depressed when they begin to think in very big terms, because almost no story manages to hold out when you think in very big terms. I mean, there is another famous, the story about the turtles, that somebody asks, somebody believes that the earth is like this big immobile rock. And then they ask him, okay, and what keeps the rock in place? Oh, it's on the back of an elephant. And what keeps the elephant in place? Oh, it's on the back of a turtle. And the turtle on the back of another turtle. And that turtle, it's turtles all the way down, from there onwards. So when you really think big, most stories collapse. But if you realize that it's just the human expectation to receive an answer in terms of a story, this is the problem, there is no reason to be depressed.